Ethiopia's northern and southern borders were threatened by a massive build-up of Italian troops. In Addis Ababa, heart of Ethiopia, the emperor celebrated the Feast of Maskal, the annual ritual marking the end of the long rainy season. This year, peace would end when the summer rain stopped, when the roads were dry and hard, and Italy's invading armies could march towards the capital. Haile Selassie still believed Ethiopia's membership of the League of Nations would protect his country against invasion. New recruits joined the Imperial Guard, the elite of Ethiopia's armed forces, trained in Western warfare by Western advisors. They were dressed in the khaki uniforms of the Belgian army and armed with modern rifles. But they were too few to win a war.
ودفي هيت كين كرا كين كرا كين كرا كين كرا كين كرا رامد بلتنش حتى كهلا اللهو كرا كين كرا كين كرا كين كرا أنا بتزعج كين هلا زور أي ما شفت تنش كذي هتشعل لمسرات موكرات لباج.
War propaganda had revived the heroic Roman legend. A new sense of national identity was being created, uniting all classes, young and old, in the spirit of a fascist adventure. Rumors of war had spread through Ethiopia. Warriors flocked to Addis Ababa to pledge their support to Haile Selassie. The fate of the empire would rest with these fearless, badly armed, barefoot warriors, dressed in their white cotton shamas, marching in the independent armies of the powerful feudal chiefs, the 6 great Rases. Unwilling to help Ethiopia fight off Italy's colonial threat, the Western industrial nations refused to supply the emperor with arms. The Ethiopians would be forced to meet Italy's machine guns and modern bombers with sticks, swords, spears, and 19th century muskets. Throughout the summer, troop ships left Naples and Genoa, bound for Suez, Massawa, and Mogadishu. The Italian soldiers sincerely believed they were sailing to liberate and civilize Ethiopia. The fascist propaganda machine had worked hard, pounding home a message of warlike, savage Ethiopians, of a society where millions of slaves longed for freedom, a country rich in resources and ripe for invasion. The Italian poor and the unemployed were promised a place in the sun, with free land and an easy fortune in the conquered empire. The mechanical power of Italy's armory was Mussolini's guarantee of a quick, clean war with few Italian casualties. As the Chemical Warfare Service shipped poison gas to Eritrea, Mussolini promised his soldiers a war without tears. The Red Cross received Queen Elena's blessing and sailed to tend the wounded. Five army divisions disembarked at Massawa. 5 divisions of black shirts also landed, looking for glory in Ethiopia. War materials flowed steadily from Italian industry to the ports of Massawa and Mogadishu. Boats queued at the docks, waiting to land supplies for the most powerful army Africa had ever seen. 6,000 machine guns, 150 tanks, 700 pieces of artillery, 150 aircraft, and huge supplies of ammunition passed through the docks before the invasion began. During the next 6 months, the shipments of men and armaments would increase 4 times. This overwhelming military machine was reinforced by native colonial troops. The Italians fully exploited the region's tribal and religious tensions. In the south, they paid the Muslim Dubat to fight against Christian Ethiopians. In both Somaliland and Eritrea, the courageous Askaris were recruited to the Italian cause and trained as a frontline fighting force for the invasion of Ethiopia. By September, Italian positions were established along the Ethiopian borders. A telegram from Mussolini reached Supreme Commander General Emilio De Bono in Eritrea. Order you to attack at dawn on 3rd. Repeat, 3rd October. That day at 5 a.m., without declaring war, Italian forces swept into Ethiopia, led by the Caproni bombers of the Regia Aeronautica. Among the fascist celebrities who came to win easy honor in the African War were 2 distinguished volunteers, Il Duce's own sons, Lieutenant Vittorio Mussolini and his younger brother Bruno. War drums spread news of the invasion throughout the empire. The warlords and chiefs assembled their tribal armies and marched to Addis Ababa. Ethiopia's feudal chiefs were often at war with each other. Now they united to fight off the invaders. Many of them had fought the Italians once before and won. In 1896, Ethiopian warriors had destroyed the Italian army at the Battle of Adwa. They were sure they could humiliate Italy again. Before they set out on the 6-week march into the northern mountains, the armies paraded before the emperor in the age-old ritual of Ethiopian war. Ras Mulugeta, hero of Adwa, approached Haile Selassie. Jan Hoy, I was killing Italians before you were born. Now I march into battle once again. I await you on the battlefield. He saluted the emperor and left with his 80,000 men on the long march north.
تدفرا يتلقمت نو